So I did not think it would get this bad, but I've literally been procrastinating everything that I actually care about. So I'm gonna give myself one new rule. Just start. I'm not going to lie, I've been stuck on this for a while. Like, I know what I should be doing, but I just don't do it. And the thing is, I'm doing one of the hardest courses on my exam board. I don't know why I did this to myself, but I just cannot keep waiting for the perfect time anymore because I'm never going to feel ready. So let's just start. Hey guys, I need to lock in. Okay, so clearly it took me a bit of time to realize, but like I'll be fine, right?
Huh? What is that?
Okay, that's enough. For those who don't know, it is 5 weeks until A levels, and my studying has been kind of rocky. I need to really lock in, so what better idea than to take you guys with me? What an amazing, brilliant idea. I'm actually going to change the world with this one, guys. All jokes aside, documenting this actually really helped me, way more than I expected. There's something about knowing that somebody is going to see what you're doing that makes you actually take it more seriously. Like, I couldn't just say I'll do it later and then disappear. I had to actually show up. It's not even just me. There's actual psychology behind it. When you track or share your progress, it increases accountability, and then you actually have proof that you did something. Which is why it makes it more likely for you to stay. Which is why it makes it more likely for you to stay. Which is why it makes you more likely to stick to your goal. It just makes everything feel a lot more real, even if it was just a small amount of progress. So yeah, maybe it wasn't the worst idea in the world. It is currently the 26th of March, or 28th. My eyesight is like really bad. It's currently 8:26, 28th of March, and it's a Saturday. I haven't studied at all today. Why do I look so smug? It's not a good thing. All the other days, I've been studying at least an hour a day, but given that there's only 5 weeks until my actual A levels, I'm kind of stressing a bit. So I think I should probably clean up a bit because
I'll take it from here and tell you why. But just give me a second. Why does it matter to have a clean room when studying at home?
A few moments later.
Okay, so Google Gemini says it directly influences cognitive function, focus, and mental well-being, essentially acting as a blank slate that reduces stress and mental fatigue. Okay, that's getting interesting. Let's see what else we could... Oh. Okay, let's just clean my room anyway. Clearly after a singing break first.
yeah, I know that clip was really funny because, I'm just funny. But something you wouldn't know is that I was actually scared. I have been paranoid recently because there's been a lot going on lately. And the sound didn't get caught on camera, but it was basically just like a really loud, sudden noise. And I couldn't tell if I was just hearing things or if there was actually something going on. It kind of pulls you out of whatever you're doing and makes you feel like everything is just a little bit uncertain, if that makes sense. And I won't lie, this is one of the reasons that I found it really hard to focus in the past few weeks. Like, how are you supposed to lock in when you're just somewhere else? But I also think that's also why I'm trying to do this in the first place. Not to ignore what's happening, but just to have something to keep me grounded. Something that I can actually control, even when everything feels a bit more unpredictable. So yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on how this situation might be causing people to feel.
Okay, now that we're done being sensitive or whatever, let's get back to cleaning.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Now that the room is all clean, it's time to get everything ready.
To make setting up easier for me, I just made a checklist, like this, of things that I need to have before starting.
So, we got my glasses, my water, study materials, and a snack.
And now the hardest part, actually starting. It sounds simple, but it really isn't. Because it's not about how hard the work is. It's about actually getting yourself to begin in the first place. It's kind of like the concept of inertia. An object at rest stays at rest unless something forces it to move. And honestly, that's exactly how it is when you're trying to study. Once I'm actually in it, it's fine, I can keep going. I get into a rhythm. But getting from not doing anything to actually starting takes the most effort. It's hard to find that force to push you. And that's why I try to make everything around me as easy to access as possible. Because once I'm moving, it's a lot easier to stay in motion.
It's so cold.
Okay. Studying in a cooler environment actually helps you focus a lot more. What people don't know is that when it's a little bit too warm, you get sleepy way faster and your brain just doesn't work as well. So staying cool actually helps with concentration.
Okay guys, so I ended up finishing the last 2 questions in this, and now I'm gonna go through the questions that I didn't mark yet and mark them. But first I'm gonna take a little break just to fill up my water and stuff, so yeah. Little spoiler alert, I didn't even end up going downstairs to fill up my own water. My brother did it for me, and I did not get back to studying.
It is currently now 9:40 and I made my brother fill up my bottle. So here's my doggy.
She's actual cuteness.
And just like that, day 1 is complete. I only studied for about half an hour, but that's how you actually start. You can't just go from 0 to 100. You have to go from 0 to 10 to 25 to 50 and so on until you reach your goal of 100. Because progress is better than temporary gain. It adds up to all of your long-term goals. Good morning. So it's currently 7:43. I woke up earlier than usual. I'm just gonna go change, brush my teeth, wash my face, and then we can start locking in for real, because yeah. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I just brushed my teeth, and then I washed my face, and then I just put on a little outfit. Yeah. Then, you know, my hair was looking a bit concerning, so I decided to just put it up into a ponytail. And I made this super cute sign to put on my door, so then, like, people know not to come into my room because I'm studying. Just look how cute it is.
And then I just started. I must say it was much easier to start on day 2 than it was for day 1.
There was one thing that I definitely struggled with though.
I'm bored. Only thing that's so hard about this is that these questions, even though I can do them, they're so repetitive and I'm bored. So yeah. Although repetition is one of the best ways to make key concepts stick, it can get really boring. But I powered through anyway. Until I got hungry. At this point, I was only around half an hour into my studies, and I didn't really want to get up just yet. I felt like I was in the zone, and I didn't want to ruin that. But it's very important to listen to your body, because if you don't, you will, without a doubt, get burnt out. I ended up making myself a cup of anise tea along with vanilla, and that helped me stay calm and settled. It doesn't really give you that kind of like caffeine boost that coffee does, but it kind of puts your mind in a more relaxed state, which makes it so much easier to focus. I also had some chocolate biscuits for some energy, and the sugar gives you that quick burst kind of fuel, and chocolate can slightly boost your mood and alertness, and it's actually pretty good for revision. But I try not to overdo it because the crash afterwards is real. So for me, it was just about finding that balance, feeling awake, but still focused. I'm not too overstimulated.
And now back to studying.
And then I got tired. I decided to take a little break, hanging out with my dog and watching a video about procrastination to learn more about myself. But I also did that while playing solitaire because I have a horrific attention span. That day I ended up having 2 hours of tutoring, so then I went ahead with that. After that, I ended up having a doctor's appointment. Then I went to the mall with my family, so I didn't get anything else done. Okay, so I just finished my physics tutoring session. It was 2 hours, so that means that today I did 2 hours and 46 minutes of study. See, now on day 2, I only managed to study 2 hours and around 46 more minutes. Those 46 minutes were the only independent study that I actually did, which is not the best, but it's still much better than yesterday. Good morning, YouTube. So it is currently 8:19 actually. It's Monday. Now day 3 was a school day. And you know, a lot of people think that, oh, school days are so much more like productive than a weekend because you're already in that academic mindset. Nope. Not for me. And I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other people. As someone who is mostly introverted, school drains me so much that by the time I get home, all I want to do is just sleep. And that's why I've always been late in finishing homework and studies, because I was always like sleeping. I'm doing online learning, which I absolutely despise. Now don't get me wrong, online school really isn't that bad, but I would say it definitely does lower the standard of teaching. I can say with 100% certainty that I do not learn much during online school, but there are still so many things that I prefer over physical school. I love the fact that when I'm in my own house, I can just take a nap during my freeze. And I love that. I can eat whenever I'm hungry. I can actually listen to my bodily cues instead of having to ignore them to follow a schedule. So I just showered. One thing that really helps me to focus is studying with a friend. And a lot of people will be like, do you know, like, you're gonna procrastinate. But no, trust me. If you just have a friend with you, if you don't trust yourself studying, just get a trusted friend and then they can stay on a call with you, like a Google Meet or a Zoom, and just keep you in check. Oh my god, she's joining, guys. Hey!
We don't talk about. You're wearing henna.
Yes, I did it.
We don't talk.
Okay, stop it, please. Anyway, this is Zara Ahmed.
Why are you saying my full name?
So then people can like find you.
No, please don't do that.
We're going to be studying together. She's gonna be studying.
I'm gonna be studying psychology.
What was that hand movement for?
What do you mean?
Okay, so I actually do not always recommend studying with a friend because I actually did not end up studying until half an hour after engaging in conversation with Zara. But I do recommend it if you have a friend that is also set on studying and doesn't just gaslight you.
We don't talk. You know, I have a Build-A-Bear and it's literally based on this guy.
You just love talking, don't you?
Can I tell you about my Build-A-Bear though?
Yeah, sure.
Fact.
Okay, we're locking in now. And locking in is what I did. For like half an hour though, which isn't much, but I did have online classes to attend. But it did remind me why I actually chose to study with a friend to begin with. I feel like it's so much easier to get stuck on a question with somebody else and think about it together, because rather than staying limited to your own ideas in your own mind, you get helpful insights from another point of view. I think especially with physics, it's very helpful to get that insight because it helps you improve your own mindset and your own thought process and logical thinking. Okay, so I just finished my physics lesson. I think I'm gonna just take like a half-hour nap because I can, and then I'll have lunch, and then I will continue with my studies. You heard it there, folks. I took a nap and then I had lunch. I listened to my body instead of forcing myself to study another hour even though I was tired. And that's how you lock in and not burn out. Anyway, after I did that, I had a few more online classes, so I went ahead and did that. Then I ended up studying a bit more, but I didn't really document it because my phone was on low battery. So now I have 2 hours and 10 minutes. I don't know if I did the math right, but I just know that I did that. It's currently 7:14 in the evening, so I'm just gonna try to study another hour or two. I'm just gonna try to have more than yesterday. And yeah. At this point, I would have revised around 6 hours in the past 3 days. And I wanted to see if my revision was actually effective. I decided to do this paper that I attempted a week ago and managed to get a grade E on. And that would help me to see if I made any progress at all. And my results actually shocked me. I sat through the paper, timing myself and trying my best, and I just did that paper and I marked it and I managed to get, let me tell you, even though I lost quite a few marks on like a few 6 markers, I ended up getting 67.
Clearly, I could already see the comments.
Out of 80, and that's 83.75%, which is equivalent to an A. Am I shocked? Yes. I only studied a little bit, I feel like. Yeah, so this is your sign to go study. So yes, I was very surprised. And I was actually excited. I know it's super nerdy to say, but I was excited to study the next day. And I was really excited to continue to see how far I can actually get. Now, I did not document anything for day 4 because it was a bit hectic outside.
And by a bit hectic, I mean... yeah.
Yeah, but I still managed to study 4 hours and 25 minutes. And then, day 5 came with a little surprise. Let me reenact it for you.
So on the left would be my mom, and on the right would be me.
Jory! Hi, Mom. I just finished with online school today. What's up? Did you see this? See what? Look. Yes! So all my exams got cancelled. Am I happy about it? Yeah, but it gives me more time to lock in, not just 5 weeks. So I'm very grateful about that. For all of those who their exams are still ongoing, I hope the best for you and just lock in. If I can do it, you can do it. With friends, no matter where it is, you can just lock in. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this whole video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming and editing everything. If you did, then please don't forget to leave a comment down below and like and subscribe. I feel like such a YouTuber. I hope that everyone stays safe, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.